don't worry, sell your stuff, pack, and don't worry too much. I was worrying a lot about packing, and then
I think that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
problems, that people just overthink.
yeah,
You don't have to think. Stop thinking.
Just
After
do
you
it.
watch this video, just quit
Sweet.
or ask your boss if you can travel
Sell
online.
your stuff.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Estamos una vez más aquí haciendo entrevistas a nómadas digitales. Como pueden ver, estamos en Corea del Sur, pero bueno, evidentemente Sara no es coreana, sino que es parte de todo el equipo de Hacker Paradise. Yo es la primera persona que conocí aquí en el grupo de Hacker Paradise. Y bueno, no me voy a enrollar contándoles más cosas de ella porque ella se va a encargar de hacerlo. Ella me entiende todo el español. Yo quiero hacer la entrevista en español, pero no. Bueno, como yo no soy italiano, va a tener que ser en inglés. So, now we change to English. It's a pleasure having Sara here. She's going to tell us more about why is she traveling, what is she doing in Hacker Paradise, and more stuff that is going to be super interesting for you if you want to be a digital nomad. So, please, your name, your age, what are you from, and what do you do?
So I'm Sara. I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 years old not even 2 months ago while I was in Japan. And I would have never imagined to turn 30 years old in Japan.
Place, yeah.
It was pretty amazing. And I'm from Italy. But before being on the road, I was living in Belgium, in Brussels, for 4 years, where I was there as a student. Then I got an internship and got hired. And I was doing a pretty good job. I was running a co-working space. And for those who don't know what a co-working space is, it's a shared office for freelancers, entrepreneurs, digital nomads, or many remote workers. And all those people have a chance to work from where they want. They could work from their bed every day.
I try to work from my bed. I am really bad.
And
I stop. I'm like having a
Yeah,
nap.
it might be cool, but it's not. After a couple of days, you're already fed up with working alone. And most people feel really lonely, and that's why co-working spaces started popping up everywhere in the world. In the US at the beginning, of course, but then all over Europe, Latin America, here in Asia, we are in a co-working space right now. And so I was in charge of the daily management of the space there, and it was a bit of everything, of course. It was a small co-working in terms of space. We had only 75 desks.
Okay, it's a lot.
Yeah, but 180 members. So
Wow.
it is still one of the most active co-working space in Europe, with a long history, started already in 2010. And the part that I loved the most about my job was meeting people from all over the world. Of course, many Belgian people or people from Europe, but still from time to time we had people from Latin America or the US, and it's always really interesting.
Yeah.
And what I loved was connecting them. I knew everyone there, and I knew everyone's project and what they are working on. So the connecting people, say, you should really talk with that person, he's going to help you, is the part that I always loved about my job.
That's awesome. But, what did you study? Do you have like a profession or something?
No, I studied 3 years of political science, international studies, and just because I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Okay, it happens to everyone, I swear.
And it was, all the courses were really interesting. Was international, so I was like, yeah, let's study a little bit about the world, and then I want to travel. But yeah, it was really interesting, but I didn't learn anything practical.
Mm-hmm.
And my master is in management of organization, and it's a lot about sociology.
Cool.
And sociology in organization environments. But yeah, then what changed was my internship and how I discovered co-working. I wrote my master dissertation on co-working.
Wow.
It was all in.
Yeah, you're the expert about co-working. That's awesome. So I think there's something super interesting because I always receive a lot of messages about people saying, I don't know what to study, I don't know what to do with my life, I don't like this job. And hey, here you have an Italian girl now living in Seoul. For how many months have you been traveling?
8 months already.
8 months. So you can still you can travel, you
Yeah.
can have a job, so don't worry if you don't find like this profession. You don't have to be a lawyer, you don't have to be a doctor. There's a lot of opportunities nowadays just with a
Yeah.
computer like this one, so yes, no worries about it. So I think it's super interesting, and now you're working for Hacker Paradise.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, I know what you do, but well, maybe there's some things that I don't know, but
Yeah.
what are you in charge?
Yeah, but what happened while I was in Belgium is what I really loved my job, but I really wanted to travel too.
Yeah. Oh, it happened to me. I
Yeah.
think.
And I didn't want to take a gap year because like I just started working. I didn't want to take a gap year, so I was looking into remote jobs. But sometimes you need like more hard skills, or you don't really know how to start looking for a remote job. And then a friend sent me this link of Hacker Paradise. I had no idea what it was, and I read the description. Was like, this is me.
Yeah, they are calling me. They are looking for me.
So I applied, and then I chat with Dale Spencer, and now I'm here. And what I do is a bit of everything. Like when you are on the road and when you are
You're
with
like an octopus.
you do, yeah, we are always two facilitator on the trip. One is in charge of the program, who is Spencer right now, and the other person in charge of logistic, which is me. So I take care of the housing, the co-working. I take care of you checking in people. I'm basically their mom. And
But I
then
behave well. I don't get drunk. I don't get lost.
you're a really good participant.
I am a good one.
And then this is on the ground, but then all the facilitator also have a background role, and I'm in charge of admission, so that's why we chat. I was the first person you met on HP, so we do
She
interviews.
told me.
We do.
Actually, I think I put so much pressure. It's like, Sara, can I join you, please? It's going to be in 1 week. Can I buy my ticket? And Sara
Yes.
sounds like, okay, she really want to go, or something like that.
Yeah, well, we always chat with the participants before they come on the road with us, because we are a really open, relaxed, and inclusive community, and we want to make sure that everyone fits, and
Yeah.
we just want to make sure that everyone is
Yeah.
a nice person. And
Because I realize, I mean, we have different professions, different works, even different ages. I see people, I heard you have someone that was 17 years old,
Yeah.
but he was super mature. Then we have people that are like 25, 30, I'm 33. And now in this group, we even have people that is like 42 and 50 something.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
all of us are kind of the same profile, so that's important.
Yeah. I think like age doesn't matter that much, but we are all here for. We work in different projects. We have different backgrounds, but we all share the same spirit, passion of traveling and getting shit done.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. So, what does like a digital nomad means to you?
For me, it's just a lot of freedom, like being in charge of your daily life, like be in charge of when you want to start working, when you finish, where you want to go. Do you want to interact with other people? You want just to go on a retreat on your own? It's just follow what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like have the freedom or do what you want to
Yeah.
do.
I think that's super important because I think freedom is maybe like the best word to describe it. I think I told you like in some videos, in some conferences, it's not that easy to work as a digital nomad or work remotely, because I mean in my case I work for some companies, also for myself, and if I don't work, if I'm not like after my goals and doing my work, I don't get paid. It's not I just go to the office, I do nothing, I drink a coffee, and then I have my salary every month. It's not like that. And also, as you were saying, sometimes I wake up late and it's like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to stay on my bed, I'm going to work from here, and then I'm not productive at all. And sometimes I just come to the co-working and I stay until midnight, so it's just up to you. But you have all the freedom to do, I mean, super responsible to do whatever you want.
Very well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, for which countries have you been traveling with HP? Or Hacker Paradise?
Where I started in January in Colombia, in Medellin, 6 weeks there.
Nice.
Then 6 weeks in Florianopolis, in Floripa,
Wow.
in Brazil. Then only 2 weeks in Nicaragua. Then we had to.
Something happened.
Something happened
Nicaragua.
there. But we can talk about that
Yeah.
in another interview. So then we moved to Costa Rica for 4 weeks, and then I went back to Europe for 4 weeks in Greece. Then 6 weeks in Japan, now 6 weeks here in Seoul, and I'm gonna fly to Croatia in 3 weeks already.
Can you imagine this life? I mean, I know that I cannot complain about my life, but just imagine, do it with all the people all the time, just traveling, helping with everything, but being part of the group, I think it's awesome.
And then I'm gonna finish the year in Cape Town.
Okay, maybe I just
we are gonna
Let's see if I can do it. But it will be amazing being in South Africa. I have never been. I mean, I've been in Egypt and Morocco, but I haven't been in the south and on the middle of Africa. So let's see, it will be awesome.
Yeah.
So I have a deep question. Don't get embarrassed. So, I mean, it's a question that sometimes we usually have, like, in these job interviews, or maybe your parents always ask you. It's like, where do you see yourself, like, in 5 years? It's not a right answer. You don't have a bad answer.
I have no idea where I'm going to be in 6 months.
Okay.
But
I don't know where I'm going to be in 3 weeks, so.
But I have no idea. I just hope. So things change so fast. And like 2 years ago, I couldn't even imagine this job, and I couldn't even imagine when traveling so much would be the thing that makes me so happy. So what I wish to myself is just keep doing something that makes me really happy. I don't think I would travel so often for a long period, like maybe 1 year, 2 years, but then I think everyone wants to not settle down, but find a fixed place and keep traveling. But yeah, being on the road and moving every month, it's also really tiring.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm gonna do it as long as I have the same enthusiasm and passion, and then maybe settle down. I'm not planning on going back to Italy, but in the future, maybe further away than 5 years, I have this romantic view of my life of traveling around the world, living in different countries, learn a lot, and then go back to my hometown and bring back everything I've learned. It's a kind of a small town, not really open. Like, most of my friends don't even understand what I'm doing. So if I can bring a little bit of the rest of the world to my hometown and open something mine and empower people, that would be cool.
That's
but
awesome.
It's far away.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I think sometimes I remember these job interviews asking me, like, where do you see yourself, like, in 5 years, 10 years, 3 years? And when I was like 20, 25, I used to have like the proper answer. I will be married, I will be living here, I will be having this job, I will be blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I realized that everything that I plan, I mean, I feel super happy, and I knew that I always wanted to be happy and be doing things that I want to. I think you were saying before, like, being like authentic with yourself, that is something super important, because I think both of us are doing something, so all the things with passion, that is super important. I mean, I think in my whole life, of course, I had these moments where I was like doing things that I didn't want because I was earning a lot of money, or because that's the way it should be. And now, look at me. I mean, I'm in South Korea. I took this decision 1 month ago. She knows that.
I know that.
She knows that. And that's how life is. If you're doing cool stuff, if you're enjoying your day to day, I don't want to be that deep, but if you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. In health, in love, in your work, in money, in the world. A typhoon is coming to South Korea, so maybe this is
Let's
the last
go to Busan.
I mean, we don't know what is going to happen with us now. I'm kidding, but I think it's super important. Like, don't worry if you don't have a plan. It's just go with the flow and try to focus in the things you like.
Yeah, and like I remember, I think somehow the mentality in Latin America could be somehow similar to Italy. And I remember
we are Mediterranean.
When I had to choose university, it's something that I'm still ashamed of, but I shouldn't. Like, I studied economics, and then I changed after 1 year. And it was something really difficult for me to accept. I wasn't liking what I was doing. And I said, like, if I don't like what I'm studying, I'm not going to like the job. But
imagine doing it for 50 or 50
Right. I was like, I'm going to be an accountant. Fuck that.
Oh, and like, I don't see yourself like an accountant.
So the thing that my suggestion to try to find your way is just try to do as many things that you can. Internship or volunteer, like whatever. Try everything and open your mind, and you will find something that you're gonna love for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm totally sure. If you try, maybe you can fail, but if you didn't try, you don't know how it's going to be. So I think it's awesome, like trying, winning, but also losing, because you just learn.
You cannot like everything. but
Yeah.
you need to try to see if you
For
like it or
sure.
not.
I
So
think it's the same with cities. We have like cities that we rather, there's cities that we
Yeah.
don't like, there's people that we like, people that we don't like, jobs that we like. It's
yeah,
the
I
same.
went through jobs that I didn't like, but now I even forgot about them.
Of course, it
But
happens. Well, that's super interesting what we were talking now. And I have like last question, which I mean, I think we already gave like this suggestion to everyone with the whole interview, but what kind of tip or recommendation would you give to someone that now is afraid of what my parents will say? What if I don't get the right job?
yeah,
I want to travel, but I don't know if I'm going to earn money. Like,
yeah,
any tip?
yeah.
Now
for-
you can talk to the camera. Talk to
Alright.
all the Latin Americans watching you, Sara.
For me, like for sure, the hardest part is to find a remote job, but you can find it. Like there are so many possibilities online that you don't even realize, and you can start with something simple, like you can be a remote assistant. Like there are many simple jobs that you can start with. Then, if you already have a job, don't be afraid to ask your employer, your managers, to try to be on the road for. You can try with a month. You can even try for 2 weeks, and you don't need to go on the other side of the world, but you can go in another city and work from there just to prove to your employer that you can do it. So don't be afraid of asking to your employers to try, and then proving her that you can just do it. And you'll see you're gonna be even more productive on the road because you have the pressure of proving to your
I know,
managers
exactly.
that it works. And then if you have a remote job or you want to take a gap year and focus on your personal projects, just do it. It's much easier than you think. Honestly, like get rid of all the stuff that you have at home. Honestly, you don't need anything. And you can buy everything you want everywhere in the world. Maybe not in the middle of Botswana, but like if you go in cities, you're gonna find everything you
Well,
need.
here fruit is really expensive,
Yeah.
but you can find.
Yeah, like don't worry, sell your stuff, pack, and don't worry too much. I was worrying a lot about packing, and then
I think that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
problems, that people just overthink.
yeah,
You don't have to think. Stop thinking.
Just
After
do
you
it.
watch this video, just quit
Quit.
or ask your boss if you can travel
Sell
online.
your stuff and pack, and don't worry about how many t-shirts or how many socks you need on the road because you can just buy them. If you come to
And
South
you can
Korea, you
leave.
find socks everywhere.
Yeah, I think here I bought like 4 pairs of socks
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$1 each one. No, and when I did my round the world trip, I think I had 5 t-shirts and I can live with 5 t-shirts.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Don't overthink.
Yeah, and if then you don't like it, you can just go back home.
Yeah.
Like
Home is always going
Yeah.
to be there.
so,
It's that easy.
yeah, it's easier than you think.
Yeah. So I think it's awesome, Sara. Thank you so much. Grazie mille.
De nada.
Because I really think it's important, like trying to show different profiles. We already have engineer. We already have like someone that is writing books, for example. I think she's going to be before or after. I don't know. I'm working on marketing. I'm also a travel blogger. But everybody thinks, I mean, my followers think that you have to be a travel blogger to travel. No, look at Sara. Sara didn't know what to study, what to do.
Yeah.
She found a position. You can find a lot of remote positions.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them ask for some hard skills, soft skills, but at least try. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
there are-
websites, maybe a lot of networking, asking, or ask me if I know. I know a lot of positions also like happening there, even if you're a translator. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Just try.
Yeah, you have to try, and it will be scary, but I think you're going to love it as all. At all. So, gracias chicos, espero que les haya gustado muchísimo esta entrevista, sigan conectados, recuerden que por aquí se pueden suscribir al canal, hagan clic en la campanita para que puedan recibir todos los videos y bueno, luego ya saben todas mis redes sociales, estoy en Facebook, en Instagram, en Twitter, así que síganme por todo lado. Nos vemos, gracias,
Gracias.
gracias, thank you, 감사합니다.
Kamsahamnida.
All the languages.